They're not frightened to get involved at the opposite end of the park. Just ahead, Mackie and Duff are willing workers, and they'll tuck into support Kerr and McDonald and generally make that area stuffier for Celtic. And up front, Aluko playing off Miller seems to work, and probably will today, as long as they get the service. Two big players for the Dons this afternoon.
Gordon Strachan made several changes for the cup tie with Dundee last week. He's reversed many of them today, but he has of course been hit by an injury to Arda Boric in the warm-up, which sees a recall for Mark Brown. Elsewhere, only injured fullbacks Mark Wilson and Lee Naylor are missing from the team that featured in the last SPL game against Dundee United. Andy Hinkle does return after recovering from his rib injury. Aidan McGeady keeps his place after that superb goal against Dundee. Jan Venegor of Hesselink is again on the bench, as is teenage fullback Milan Mišun, the recent signing from the Czech Republic, who in theory is the substitute keeper.
Yeah, Celtic line up in their usual fashion, 4-4-2, Boric out, big changes to their back line, but still a pretty strong one with Hinkle and Robson flanking McManus and Caldwell. Hartley will try and do his usual job on Sonny Aluko deep in that midfield area and allow Scott Brown the freedom to bomb forward, as he's been doing to great effect recently. And as ever, Celtic's wide players will be key if the points are head back to Glasgow. And plenty of movement and goal threat, of course, up front in Samaras and McDonald.
So temporarily at least, the gap back to 2 points at the top of the table. Rangers left it late to see off Falkirk at Ibrox, but saw them off nevertheless. The champions' task to restore the status quo, and with 8 wins in their last 9 SPL games, their form on the road has been the foundation to their lead. Today, their first away match since the victory at Ibrox. Since then, of course, the lead has been shaved with the home draw against Dundee United, a match in which Celtic didn't fulfil their high standards, surrendering a 2-goal lead, but nevertheless, year on year, the improvement is evident. They picked up 5 points more than they had at this time last season, and they've achieved that in the face of the autumn's chronic injury list. Aberdeen's recent form has been impressive too. Their 10 matches at Pittodrie encapsulating their season. 1 point for the first 5 games here. The next 5 have seen them take a maximum 15, and having been bottom of the table on October the 4th, victory today could take them 3rd. You have to go right back to the middle of October for the last time Stuart Duff started for the Dons. Today he makes his comeback in the midfield role vacated by Charlie Mulgrew. Mulgrew reverts to fullback against the club with whom he started his career. He scored twice, won a brilliant free kick when the sides met in Glasgow in September. The man he's trying to beat, not Arda Boric, but Mark Brown, only thrown in at 1. He features for the first time since November's dramatic win at Hamilton. Brown, a more than able deputy for Gordon Strachan to throw in. He returns to Pittodrie again, the ground where he really made his name. 7 years, brought 2 title winners' medals, 3 Scottish Cups, and a place in folklore courtesy of a certain night in Gothenburg. He scored 89 goals in the famous red shirt. He hopes that none of the Aberdeen players will be scoring today. There are certainly no divided loyalties. Well, Aberdeen haven't won 6 games in a row here since 2001. That's the mark they're trying to emulate today. On that occasion, as now, the opponents in game number 6 was Celtic, but the champions haven't lost here since. One's in brilliant form at home, the other in brilliant form away, and something surely has to give over the next 90 minutes. First touch for Duff. It's only his 6th appearance of the season all told. Now Scott Brown, who's been ever-present in the Celtic side. McDonald. Coming into a central position. Barry Robson back at left-back today. Several almost got in each other's way for a moment, but didn't ever bring it forward with Duff. There to mop up as he does so many times in such a good manner. A player who's developed his individual game as the years have gone on. Brilliant skill from Nakamura. Aluko. Natural pace will certainly give Caldwell and McManus a different kind of test today. And the first confident touch for Mark Brown.
Yeah, good open start to the match. Very, very important for Aberdeen that Aluko gets himself on the ball, but just watch how quickly Paul Hartley will be on top of him. Can't afford to give him too much room, but we know that Hartley does that very, very well.
Scott Brown making the run forward from the midfield, trying to get on Samaras's flick. Aluko just making it back for Steve McManus. Shani Aluko, playing his 50th game for Aberdeen today. Took his winner at Alloa in the Cup very well last week. This time the free kick goes against Georgios Samaras.
And there will be quite a few aerial battles today. Very interesting that Aberdeen took centre and they threw one straight in there for Miller to go in against Caldwell. He won that battle, and this time Diamond came out on top against Samaras there. They get the free kick. But again, we know that Samaras can just nick ahead of the central defenders and just get enough on it to allow Scott McDonald to go in behind.
Miller trying to turn it on towards Aluko, who will get there. He's only got Stuart Duff in the centre at the moment, and in the end, lack of personnel to his left was academic.
Yeah, he didn't do enough with that, but much prefer Aluko to be played centrally. Jimmy Caldwell has tended to use him as a wide midfield player, primarily on the left-hand side, but today he's playing off Lee Miller. And both of these players are bang in form for Aberdeen.
Nakamura. His hopeful poke back was seized upon by Miller, but Scott Brown there to pick up the pieces again for Celtic. Here's Hinkle. Someone's header rescued by Ricky Foster. Duff. From Mulgrew, but easily returned by Caldwell. Kerr, he's never been on the winning side against Celtic in his career. Miller might be making the run, but Barry Robson was alive to his presence and able to shepherd it back effectively enough to Mark Brown.
Just a little bit of indecision there. Brown took his time coming out, and you just know that down the right and of course the left and Duff, Aberdeen will chase everything down the flanks. Hard workers, those two.
Paul Hartley. Now Barry Robson. Versatility has been a real boon for Gordon Strachan. McGeady. Severin's initial slice clearance. Samaras trying to help it on, but again the whistle is gone.
Oh, the clearance wasn't decisive enough. I think the free kick given just for a little bit of climbing from Samaras.
Goals for Aberdeen is some record. Yeah, there were some penalties in there, but 89 goals in 7 years from midfield. A very, very good return. Strachan's managerial career putting up even more trees than he did as a player. Robson stole a few yards there. McDonald, Kerr. Now Samaras. Concentrated in a tight corridor down that left-hand touchline. Aidan McGeady. Putting inside Foster. Severin's clearance only falling for Hinkle. Ahead of him, Donald was the deepest. Here's McGeady. Brown makes his way forward. He did really well, Scott Brown, to create the chance for himself. Good upper body strength, saw off Mark Kerr, but all he's won is a corner.
Yeah, he's been playing fantastically well. Very, very good strength. Been bombing forwards in recent weeks. Really making a difference to that Celtic midfield.
Nakamura has 5 targets inside that congested penalty area. Robson amongst them. It hit Miller, and he's cleared off the line. Back out as far as McGeady. Celtic asking all the early questions. Ricky Foster keeping Aberdeen's clean sheet intact.
Absolutely. Again, not brilliant defensively from Aberdeen. Scott McDonald it was with his back to goal. It just flicks the ball round the corner. It is going in. And that's why you have players on the posts, dead ball situations. And the sniffer was almost on the end of yet another one.
The goal today would be his 40th for Celtic at a rate of just better than one every other game. Scored 8 so far this season, Scott McDonald. He got 18 this time last year, and yet if you look at Celtic year on year, the points tally has increased. Not the total reliance on McDonald that there was last year for goals. Aberdeen's first opportunity to try and test the aerial prowess of McManus and Caldwell. Lee Miller hoping for the perfect delivery here from Mulgrew. Robson able to volley it clear after it had initially come off McDonald in the one-man wall. Back in from Mulgrew again. Diamond was the furthest advanced player. This is Darren Mackie. McDonald waiting for the pullback, couldn't get there. Claims for a penalty. Severin then dives in. And Mark Brown at liberty to pick the ball up. Dougie McDonald had a look, but didn't give the penalty that Aberdeen wanted.
Well, first thing is the referee's certainly close enough to see this one. McDonald, I'll tell you, I think Scott Brown is coming back. Just catches. I think it was Mulgrew, was it? Certainly, as I said, the referee was very, very close. I think it was McDonald actually that was lining up. Straight away, quite controversial that one. The Celtic player certainly didn't make contact with the ball.
McGeady. Barry Robson, very open start to the game. Flick on might come for Samaras here, Gibbs his feet. Good save from Langfield. And Aberdeen able to bundle the ball clear again.
It was an excellent save. But each time the ball's been played in the box, Aberdeen looked dodgy there. The goalkeeper, he had to be very, very sharp, and he was. The ball's played in, it just falls from a little flick from McDonald. And he's out quick, and he stays big. He does everything he has to deny Samaras. Just a wee poke at it.
Samaras. Good footing by Gary McDonald. And the referee, Dougie McDonald, indicating that Langfield was able to pick that up. Breathtaking opening 10 minutes. Celtic unbeaten in 13 here since a 2-0 defeat back in 2001. Mackie amongst the goal scorers that day. The goal came from a penalty after a handball by a certain Celtic striker, John Hartson. Lost here since. It has been a very happy hunting ground for Gordon Strachan's men. Aberdeen have won 3 times at Celtic Park since they've beaten the boys here. Miller. Manus' header away. Turn square by Kerr. Aluko. Nice turn by the young Brummie. Wasn't too far away from finding Miller.
Well, you can see why Jimmy Caldwell has in the past played him on the left-hand side. He just turns there. He's not frightened to just throw the ball in early, and that's a very, very good one as well. Lee Miller should be trying to get across Brown and goal.
See Andy Hinkle back in the side for Celtic after missing games with a rib injury recently, which brought an end to his longest run in the Celtic starting lineup since arriving from Sevilla. Samaras. Presence enough to force Severin to put the ball out of play for a throw.
Well, that's what Samaras does for you. He'll score your goals, of course, but he will run the channels, and that drags players like Scott Severin out into areas that they don't want to be in.
McDonald for Samaras. A little bit of turn past Xander Diamond. Hinkle. Aluko. McDonald's got Mackie making a run to his right. Robson slid in, but it is a Celtic throw.
I just think Darren Mackie went down far too easily there. He knocks the ball past by Robson and then just falls over.
Someone's took one round the face there from Xander Diamond. Celtic not able to restart quickly. Dougie McDonald just wanted to make sure that Samaras is okay. 3 goals in his last 3 SPL games, having netted that brace against Dundee United. And again the target man for Robson's delivery. Hinkle. McDonald stuck to the task manfully. Calmly done by Mark Brown. Langfield's clearance not the best, but he eluded Nakamura, that was all important. Goal left vacant. Nicely done by Mulgrew. And Aluko's pace will get him there ahead of Gary Caldwell. To hold it up, hadn't got anybody forward. Mackie and McDonald both there now. Well claimed by Mark Brown, and eventually hammered away by Hartley.
You can see that Sonny Aluko is the big threat for the home side. Again, Caldwell didn't look comfortable there, go back towards his goal. And Brown thought he dealt with it, but the ball was still loose. Good play yet again from Sonny Aluko.
Aberdeen's first corner. Handed away by Robson. Back in with venomous power from Severin. Diamond and Miller both looking for the flick on, and they've got a corner.
Well, neither side looking convincing defensively. Just with balls being thrown into the box, very uncomfortable.
This will be an in-swinger from Mulgrew. McDonald making a run in towards the near post. He's delivered deeper than that. It was Barry Robson that got his head to it. It's another corner.
Robson was claiming that it came off Severin last, but it's a good ball in from Mulgrew with plenty of pace on it.
Flatter trajectory this time from Mulgrew. Easy to deal with for Celtic. Ball again from Foster. Helped on by Diamond. Mackie trying to get in there. McManus not taking any chances. Good spell of pressure this for the home side.
Typical play again from Darren Mackie. Nipping at the ankles.
Launched long by Severin. Foster. Hinkle keeps it in. We seem to have an arm right round McDonald there. Play goes on with Gary McDonald. Mulgrew. Good ball forward as well. The offside flag is up. And it doesn't count as Mackie puts it in the net.
Well, that was a sensational pass. This is the quality that Mulgrew's been giving to Aberdeen. You can just see there. Definitely offside. Mackie strayed, and he shouldn't have. He certainly has the pace to give the central defenders a yard there and stay and make sure he's staying onside. Again, the vision shown from Mulgrew. Absolutely brilliant.
Darren Mackie scored the last time Aberdeen beat Celtic here back in December 2001. His last 5 goals for the Dons have all been away from home. He's struggled to find the net at Pittodrie on a regular basis. That one chalked off. Here comes Celtic again with Hinkle. Nice shape on the board, took it across the face of Samaras and McDonald. McGeady couldn't keep it in.
2 brilliant crosses in the last couple of minutes. Another one there from Hinkle. It's because he does it early, shifts out of his feet, swings it in. The goalkeeper thinks about coming and doesn't. Good play from the full-backs.
You don't need to be able to take on a player on the outside and beat them, as an old-fashioned winger used to do, if you've got quality of delivery like that early ball.
So far that's the area that Gordon Strachan would like to use, the wider areas of the park, Nakamura and McGeady, but they haven't really been in the game up to this point. The Aberdeen midfield doing a job on them.
Hinkle for McDonald. Struggling with the initial challenge. Still McDonald looks, hands outstretched. The referee wants to give Celtic a free kick in a deeper position for the challenge on Hartley.
Yeah, a bit of a daft one there from McDonald. Should stay on his feet. Hartley wasn't really going anywhere, and it just gives Celtic the chance now to throw it in the box. As I said earlier, Aberdeen didn't look comfortable when it was coming in. It's a little bit direct and straight, this one, for Nakamura to do anything with as far as a cross. He might even have a pop, even though it looks to be about 35 yards out. Certainly shaping up that way.
Nakamura's deadly left foot. This time straight at Jamie Landfield. 15 of his 30 Celtic goals have come direct from that kind of position. Fantastic weapon to have in your arsenal. Hartley. McDonald making a run round the back. Diamond was off balance. He got away with it. Here's Samaras. Launched on by Hinkle. Langfield patrols his penalty area very well. Nakamura, McDonald. Shown inside by Mulgrew. Mystified by that delivery from Stephen McManus. In the end, to a sustained spell of possession for Celtic. They've now conceded a free kick. Jimmy Calderwood has only won 2 of his 19 games as Aberdeen manager against Celtic. Don's recent form has seen him mentioned in dispatches, of course, linked with the managerial vacancies at Norwich and also at Utrecht, where his good friend Hans van Breukelen is the director of football. And time will tell the proportion of speculation to fact as Duff plays it in and a header goes in. Gary McDonald gives Aberdeen the lead. Quality delivery from Duff, and McDonald have found space to arc it back across Mark Brown. Another potential twist in the championship race as Aberdeen take the lead.
That's a very well taken goal. Duff is allowed to turn, and that's the big mistake. Lovely ball in as well. What a header that is. Back across Brown, he's got no chance. It's all about delivery from Duff, and what a master stroke from Jimmy Calderwood to bring him back into the side. And then he delivers a ball like that, and it's finished with a top-class header. And Celtic were all at sea, something far too far off the Dons.
Gary McDonald has played against Celtic 9 times in his career. He's lost them all, but his goal gives Aberdeen the lead midway through the first half. Here's McGeady, and it's 1-1 straight away. Scott Brown, the equalising goal within a minute. It's all level again. You simply cannot write them off.
Well, how often do you see that? And it really is the mark of champions as well. Comes straight back into it. McGeady for the first time hits the byline. A lovely little step over there from Scott McDonald. I don't know if he got the call from Brown, but Brown getting into that usual place that we see him in now, in the box, arriving late, and it leaves Jamie Langfield with no chance at all. A perfectly timed run from a midfield player, banging form.
Aidan McGeady playing only his second SPL game in the last 13 in the starting lineup, and the architect of Celtic's immediate equaliser. Scott Brown making a typically marauding run forward, and a minute and a second after Aberdeen had taken the lead, it's wiped out by Scott Brown. Here's Aluko. Still Shoni Aluko trying to find a way through. Robson made sure that he couldn't.
Well, they do say that you're at your most vulnerable, having just scored, and that was proved there. Aberdeen, good play on the wide area from Duff. This time, good play in a wide area from McGeady. And that's what Scott Brown does now. He's all over the place, so full of energy, but he has quality, and we've also seen him sit in midfield this season. He's grown up as a player. and now he's adding goals to it as well, and he's really enjoying his football.
And McDonald ends up on the deck. It's an Aberdeen free kick. Severin's quick delivery too long for Luko, but Manas's touch just gave him opportunity to regain possession. He's won a throw.
Well, it was good play in wide areas for both goals, and also good play from both midfield players that expected to arrive in the box late.
Here's a Luko. It's deflected away for a corner.
Certainly lively, this one.
Four of the 5 corners have gone to the home side. Diamond supplying the movement. It was delivered towards Gary McDonald. Helps it back towards Mulgrew, who wasn't favoured by the bounce, but he's done brilliantly. Superb piece of play. What will the cross be like? Not quite good enough on his weaker foot.
A very good play again from Mulgrew. He's having a very good season.
There's something about the old firm making the journey up towards Aberdeen. These games seldom disappoint, and this one has been breathtaking. Hectic passage of play. Just not a chance to draw breath now after the quick exchange of goals. Gordon Strachan led aside to the FA Cup final a few years ago with Southampton. It's Liverpool and Everton who will be trying to get their 6 years on. They meet in the Barclays Premier League and the FA Cup. You can see the Premier League clash tomorrow at 7 p.m. on Satanda Sports 1. The FA Cup clash next weekend.
It was a nasty fall. As he goes down here, he just cracks his head a little bit off the ground. McManus. It may take him a few seconds to get himself together.
Clearly with this kind of injury, you cannot take too many precautions. Maybe amongst the substitutes. It doesn't look as though, well, he's back on his feet, but not looking too steady there.
Well, they do have Lovens on the bench, but certainly Gordon Strachan will not want to use him. And split up what he thinks is his best central defence.
So while they assess him, Celtic down to 10 men and having a free kick to deal with. Samaras is back there to help out. It's in again from Kerr. Flag stays down. Stuart Duff gives Aberdeen the lead again. Everybody looked at the assistant referee. Flag stayed down. Duff puts it in, and on his recall to the side, he's made one and scored one as Aberdeen lead 2-1.
Well, McManus was off the park, and Aberdeen capitalised. Good challenge here from Darren Mackey to keep the ball moving again, but a lovely ball from Kerr. But look how late Duff's run is, and he beats the offside trap. Yes, there are a couple in there that are offside, but they pull out, and the ball ends up at the feet of Duff, and he's still got so much to do. But look how composed he is with the finish. Side foot, set up one, scored the other. Not a bad afternoon's work already for the left midfield player.
His first goal since August 2006. Stuart Duff gives Aberdeen the lead at a time when Celtic were down to 10 men after an injury to their influential skipper Stephen McManus. Would it have made a difference? He's back on the field and in possession.
Well, Aberdeen certainly looked like they had a man over in that situation. They had plenty of bodies forward.
This time, will Aberdeen be able to make the lead last any longer?
And have they learned from their mistakes? That's the question.
Celtic with it all to do again, having provided the perfect immediate response last time. Here's Aluko. Mackie did well, off balance. Back for Shone Aluko. He's the hero of the hour, Stuart Duff.
Well, Jimmy Calderwood did say before the game that he played well in the last match against Celtic. Managers do tend to do that, bring someone back who's performed well against the side. He certainly has done that this afternoon.
Jimmy Calderwood's tactical reshuffle has certainly worked dividends. Gidi's ball in, Nakamura in a central position. Brown's equalised once. Langfield was equal to that one.
Well, it was a chance. That was good play again initially from McGeady. As it drops here, I think if he hits it a little bit earlier, it makes it work for him, but the angle was reduced.
Celtic with 6 goal attempts to Aberdeen's 3, 5 of them on target, but it's Aberdeen who lead.
You can be sure this game's going nowhere. There's a lot more to come.
Hinkle brings the cross for the second time of asking. Quartet of Celtic players in the centre wanted the early ball though.
Yeah, that was the ball. It was teed up for Hinkle. We saw him deliver so well earlier on, and that time he took a touch too many.
It goes to Aberdeen, the latest instalment of the battle between McManus and Miller.
It's developing into a real tussle, that. McManus still not completely recovered, you can see there, from his head knock.
Charlie Mulgrew scored from closer than this, but similar sort of angle when the two sides met in September. He's gone for goal, didn't make the penalty area. Robson headed it away, and they would all have been caught offside as the ball was played back in. Mackie's ball forward. His experience doing the job ahead of the raw pace of Aluko.
Yeah, Aluko doing well though. Likes to come short and take it in, but also will go in the channels for the ball over the top, very important.
Hartley's made a run forward here for Scott Brown. Nobody made a run there. Well, the sides currently in the top half of the table. Aberdeen have not got a good record against them. They've won only 1 of their 9 games against the other sides in the top 6 so far. But Jimmy Calderwood's men not only have the lead here, but it's been a real good test of character after the initial blow to be forced back to level terms to get themselves ahead within another 6 minutes.
Well, if Aberdeen are serious about trying to take that third spot, they will have to beat teams in the top 6 at least once or twice.
Still looks groggy, Stephen McManus, after the very heavy fall that came down on the top of his neck and banged his head in the climb against Lee Miller 7-8 minutes ago. Severin's long throw helped on, and Luco was the obvious target, but it's cleared by the Celtic back line. McGeady with an important touch, returned by Foster, by Mulgrew, sorry. McGeady. And it's played by the referee after a foul on Aidan McGeady. Nakamura. Hartley. He's his way inside the penalty area as Hinkle fires it in, but straight at Mulgrew. Now Caldwell. Break for Samaras, or McDonald. Mackie can shepherd it back to his goalkeeper.
A bit of frustration there again at Hinkle. He's finding so much room just outside the box. He really has to deliver for the away side.
Mark Kerr.
Well, it's very important now for Aberdeen that they can hold out to half-time. Important stage of the match for Jimmy Calderwood's men. Been in front twice now. I'm sure that he'd like to keep it that way, the manager.
Samaras. Donald. Sander Diamond that thwarted him. Kerr. And just trying to drop it over the top of the Celtic centre-halves for Aluko's pace.
Well, there's a ball out to the right for Darren Mackey. Kerr decided to go for a different one, didn't work out.
McGeady. That's first side of goal. McDonald not happy that he chose that route rather than trying to play it inside the centre.
Yeah, it was good play from the striker. He found McGeady in that situation there. He's got to look to hit the target, and you can see McDonald all alone, at least with a couple of yards space, and that's enough for him.
Celtic certainly don't suffer from New Year's hangovers. They haven't been beaten in a match in the SPL in January for 12 years. Quite remarkable statistic since they went down in the New Year's Salford clash in 1997. Will that run in today? Here's Samaras. McDonald snatched at it.
Play again though from Samaras, stretching Severing out there a little bit. It wasn't the best, that's for sure, from McDonald, but still playing very well, dropping off at times, leading the line well, bringing Samaras into the game. Is that the thumbs up from the manager? Maybe.
An afternoon which started badly for Celtic with the injury to Arda Boric in the warm-up. Hasn't got any better. McGeady again cutting inside, and he scored a couple of absolute pearlers doing exactly that this season. Loose header dealt with by Kerr. Duff. And back by Hartley. Back on his feet in time, and then pushed back to the ground again by Duff. Free kick to Celtic.
Celtic doing well, pressurising Aberdeen out of possession and trying to work their way into the box. This will certainly end up in the box somewhere. Will it end up in the net? It's a little bit closer than his last one. It's not quite the right side for Nakamura. Get over to the left, much more difficult, but we've seen him do it.
Comes towards McDonald, might break for McGeady, couldn't bring it down cleanly. This is ball forward. Hartley. Nakamura wins the corner. Robson forward, McManus forward, Caldwell coming as well. Nakamura's delivery, McManus met it, but not to good effect.
No, but it was a good ball, lots of pace. As you'd expect from Nakamura. Difficult one though for the Celtic captain. A bit of talking done at half-time by Gordon Strachan. Celtic not quite as creative as I'm sure he'd like them to be. Certainly in Brown in midfield, always a threat.
Duff's won the free kick this time in the final minute of the first 45. There will be, we understand, just the one extra minute to be added on after the brief hiatus when McManus was injured. Severin's free kick, Diamond was forced, so too is Miller. Hook back towards his own goal, Caldwell there to clear off the line. Now Samaras on the break. Thwarted by Duff. Back to him from McDonald. Hartley. Confirmation of the one extra minute. Celtic get themselves back on level terms at the optimum moment just before half-time. McGeady's ball in too deep.
Caldwell getting back on the line to clear this. It's a very difficult chance, and it's kind of chances that Lee Miller has been taking though. A little bit of pressure from the home side right at the very end of this first half. I'm sure they'll be pleased with the work they've done in the first 45 minutes.
Breathtaking opening 45 minutes. Have Aberdeen breathed new life into the title race. Gary McDonald gave them the lead. Scott Brown made sure that lead lasted just 1 minute, but within another 6, Stuart Duff, who'd set up the first, had restored Aberdeen's advantage to give them a 2-1 half-time lead. This was Duff back in the side for the first time in 3 months. Supply McDonald, whose looping header gave Aberdeen an advantage. Scott Brown counted it out just 61 seconds later after great work from McGeady. But Duff's run from deep, good enough to beat the offside trap. and restore Aberdeen's lead. His first goal for over 2 years. Aberdeen haven't beaten Celtic here since 2001, but they lead at half-time. John and Terry's views coming shortly.
They can try and get a third and still be very cautious, obviously, of not conceding one. Because when you play Celtic, you can't bomb people forward because they're so capable of scoring at any time. They've got such good players, especially in wide areas. But as you say, it worries me if you're Aberdeen, because it's natural when you watch teams. I think they drop naturally as the second half goes on and they try and hold on to the lead. And that sometimes can be the worst thing you can do against Celtic or Rangers, is invite the pressure. So, maybe Jimmy Calderwood will be brave and say, let's go and try and get a third.
OK, 2-1 Aberdeen halfway through against Celtic, and of course we'll be showing you the goals as they go in at Tannadice as well, between Dundee United and Motherwell, in the course of our live coverage here at Pittodrie of Aberdeen against Celtic. Here's the second half coming away with Scott Booth and with Jim Proudfoot.
Rob, thank you. Celtic have won each of the last 9 league games against Dons. They've won 15 of the last 16, but a side that scarcely concedes a goal in the first half of matches have shipped 2 here, and they've left themselves with work to do in the second period. They blew a 2-0 lead in the last SPL game. Can they score 2 without reply in the second half here and take what would be a famous and morale-boosting victory to restore the lead at the top of the SPL back to 5 points? No substitutions made by either team at half-time, and that means that Stephen McManus has returned for the second half. Dazed after a challenge with Lee Miller in the first and a heavy fall, but he's back out alongside Gary Caldwell for the second period. He'll be called into action pretty much straight away as Kerr lays it wide for Mulgrew. Caldwell calmly turning it out of harm's way for Scott Brown. Samaras' all good looking first touch has really made this here, and he's won the free kick. The foul by Gary McDonald.
Oh, he did well, the striker. Initially very strong, and he wanted to get there first before McDonald. Got the free kick for it.
McDonald. Now McGeady trying to get in, and he has got in as well. Scott Brown has deflected away off Severin for a corner.
Again, great play from McDonald. Lovely ball in there for McGeady. McGeady lays off, and Severin, he had to be there. He was certainly on target, that one.
Pressure at the beginning of the second half for Celtic. Robson. McGeady. McManus wide for Nakamura. And Robson knew that was a needless chase.
A very stray pass there from Nakamura. You can see that Celtic are trying to up the tempo in their passing, which is vital when they do use the wide areas so much. They'll certainly be trying to get the ball into the likes of Nakamura and particularly McGeady more in the second half.
Mackie. Launched long by Caldwell. Samaras there with Severin, who's making his 150th league appearance for Aberdeen today. In fact, this is the game that takes him past the tally that he accrued whilst he was at Hearts. In from Hinkle for McDonald. Brown leaves it for Hartley. Deflection has taken it out for another Celtic corner, their second of the early exchanges after the interval.
That's good pressure from Celtic. The question was asked at half-time, what will Aberdeen do? Well, at the moment they're sitting back a little bit too much, and they are inviting the away side onto them. Can they capitalise?
McManus amongst those waiting. 4 of his teammates there as well. The flick on from Samaras towards Caldwell. He ends up winning a throw for Aberdeen, and the danger passes.
Well, Lee Muller was back defensively there and just nipped in before Caldwell could get there. It was an important flick. McDonald doing well to put pressure on Caldwell. It's been a success story so far for the Aberdeen side in midfield.
Celtic have won all but 3 of their last 20 away games in the SPL, but clearly work to do here. That was another heavy fall. And Scott McDonald going down.
Well, these can be very awkward. More often than not, they just wind you, but if you land badly on your shoulder or on your wrist, it can be pretty severe. But the little striker's getting back on with it.
Clash of heads inside the penalty area has seen the referee stop play. Xander Diamond and Georgios Samaras, the 2 players involved.
Well, Diamond never shirks a tackle. Always willing to go in where it hurts, but it's just the way he fell back there, a bit awkward.
Concerning times for Jimmy Calderwood. Xander Diamond, a boyhood Celtic fan. And certainly one man that Jimmy wouldn't want to leave the field now.
Well, absolutely not. And that's been a big positive for Jimmy Calderwood, the fact that defensively they have cut out individual errors which have cost them in the past. With that now cut out of the side, they've got real momentum. Aberdeen looking for their 6th straight home win here.
Be honest, would you have been tempted with the goal gaping like that to have just tapped it in? Samaras didn't, and restored play sportingly to Jamie Langford. Xander Diamond back on. There's 2 of the 4 centre-halves involved today who've had very heavy falls and collisions. And both he and McManus okay. Mackie, Kerr. Ball from Foster, and Aluko's got through, but the flag is out. It wouldn't have counted. Close call.
They didn't finish it anyway, but I have a feeling this one's going to be quite tight. See Aluko, he bent his run well, and for me that is not offside. And McManus let it go. Not understanding really why that was given, but he didn't score anyway.
McDonald deeper than normal to clear. Here's Mulgrew. Scott Brown, brilliantly done. Nakamura. Samaras has targets in the centre. Brown. Build up patient from Celtic. Hinkle in towards Samaras. A vital header away by Severin. And Mackie concedes the corner.
Aberdeen sitting very deep here. Celtic allowed to play the ball in. was going towards Samaras, and it was a great clearance from Severin.
In the opening 8 minutes of the second half, Celtic had won more corners than they did in the first 45 minutes. Will they make the pressure count? And a quintet waiting inside the penalty area as Nakamura fires it in. Diamond's header away, back from Brown. Samaras was the target. And the pressure on Langfield was unfair pressure.
Yeah, it has been all pressure from Celtic so far in the second half. You can see Samaras coming across Langfield, a bit unfairly. But John Hartson was bang on at half-time. It's a very difficult one when you're leading against the old firm at half-time. What do you do when you come out? Do you keep the game back to them again, or do you sit on your lead and invite the pressure? Well, so far, Aberdeen are inviting the pressure, and Celtic are looking most likely.
Donald had just turned away from the avenue that McGeady played the ball into. It tells you the story about where Celtic have been on top in the 10 minutes of this second period. Gordon Strachan's men, of course, have been in this exact same position before, really. They were 2-1 down to Aberdeen with only 12 minutes to go at home. Came back to win that. Brilliantly instinctive Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink goal in stoppage time, securing a 3-2 win. He, of course, waits in the wings, Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink.
Another thing I do agree with John Hartson on is the fact that Scott McDonald, I think, prefers to play with him. I agree with that. Certainly gives him more goals. Very unselfish, the Dutchman.
Luco's onside. Almost managed to nutmeg Scott Brown, who recovered really well. Headed by Severin. Duff. McDonald. The challenge was an excellent one from Samaras. Excellent work rate from the Greek international that time. Here's McGeady. Rushes past Mark Kerr. Still Aidan McGeady goes, a delicious ball in, which could so easily have culminated in a lone goal.
Good defending, last-ditch defending as well, but fantastic play once again from McGeady. When he's faced with a defender, you just want to go by him, doesn't he? It's a good ball in as well, finally.
And again from McGeady. Duff back to clear this time. Brown. Belying his small frame to hold off the challenges which came in on him, but Celtic will bring it forward again. Robson. Nakamura's ball in. Severin's header falls to safety, and a push by Brown on McDonald gives Aberdeen a free kick and some respite.
Absolutely. Aberdeen playing a dangerous game. Donald wins the free kick, and that does give them a little bit of time to reorganise the home side. Certainly, Celtic are probably the worst team in the SPL to have the slenderest of leads against, especially if you decide to sit as deep as Jimmy Calderwood's side are.
Miller, forward for a Luco. Mark Brown got something on it, and so too did Robson to concede the corner.
It's just a long ball in again. And Luco gambles. Celtic don't deal with it at all.
Aberdeen's first corner of the second half. effective for a 2-goal cushion. You're there underneath it from Mulgrew. And the backing from Severin was at the wrong angle.
Well, part of their success in the first half was down to the fact in the midfield area they took advantage of possession. Aberdeen, they were in Celtic's faces, didn't allow Hartley to get too much time on the ball to string passes about. Celtic didn't give too much possession to Celtic's wide players. So far in the second, that hasn't been the case.
Between Samaras and Mulgrew. Both of them okay. 20 goals in 20 starts for Celtic. It's some record, 14 of them this season. Will they be able to provide the catalyst for a Celtic fight back here? Will the lead at the top of the SPL be reduced from 5 points to 2 this weekend? Kerr. Coming in at the back post, the header back. Hinkle came towards Mackie, but there was a push. A free kick taken quickly by Robson, although the ball was still moving. They're going to have to take it again. Robson. McGeady. Brown. Hinkle again in an advanced position from fullback. And he's beaten Aluko really well. Oh, off the frame of the goal. Hartley! His reaction says it all. He feels as though he should have scored.
Very good play again from Celtic. Down the right-hand side. Hinkle gets a bit lucky there. There's a poor cross and it hits the frame, but at that point Hartley comes in for the second ball. Hinkle almost scoring there. Hartley can't keep it down. But ominous for the home side.
Scored just the 1 goal so far, Andy Hinkle, for Celtic, which came almost a year ago against Hearts, and that would have been a very welcome time for him to double his account, albeit a fortuitous way of it arriving. Here he is again with a throw for Celtic, camped in Aberdeen territory. Brown. McGeady. It's Callum Foster for a corner.
I'm sure Jimmy Calderwood will be frustrated. His side have just stopped playing in the second half, stopped doing the things that he did so well in the first.
Usual suspects forward from the back for Celtic. Outswinger coming up from Nakamura. Kerr in central duty at the near post to clear. McGeady. And Robson couldn't get that.
That was a poor choice. As I said, Jimmy Calderwood on the sidelines. He does look concerned. I'm not surprised.
Venegora Fesselink so often has been the man that has dented Aberdeen's dreams. Remember that last gasp cup equaliser here last season. Remember also the 2 goals he scored. 2 sides met in September. His arrival is imminent. 4-4 from Giri, just too long for McDonald, who applauds the intent of the pass.
Well, Jan Venegora Fesselink is just completely different to Samaras. Samaras hasn't played badly, but certainly wanders around a lot more, gets himself into channels, comes deep, far more movement. But sometimes what that means for Scott McDonald is that he hasn't got anyone to play with. And it looks like he'll get that for the last half an hour of this game.
Madison strongly. Brown. Hinkle. And Scott Brown's continued his run forward. Foster's there. And it goes out for another corner. Celtic's 5th of this second half alone.
Well, it's twice now that Foster's pace has been important for Aberdeen.
In from Nakamura. Well, firstly by McDonald and then by Mackie, but they haven't got it out very far. Stars from the crowd, but Hinkle's calculated risk found Hartley. Brown. Robson's delivery. Diamond on the stretch to clear. Nagidi. The referee stumbling. Barry Robson. And that's a goal kick.
Well, Robson gets himself into a good area. He's just looking to pick a pass here, but got that one all wrong.
Big Jan about to come on for Georgios Samaras, we understand. And in fact, confirmation is the change will be made now. Samaras leaves the field and is replaced by Jan Venegora Fesselink, who scored 7 goals in his 9 matches against Aberdeen in the past. The man who's so often been the chief executioner of the Dons, on to try his luck again.
Yeah, he's just very much a target man. And right now I think that's what Celtic need. They need to know that when they play the ball into the box that he will be there. Allow Scott McDonald to float around him. We've seen it so often.
McDonald. Brown's industry rewarded again. Scott McDonald, was he fouled by Mark Kerr? He thought so. Referee Dougie McDonald didn't. And Kerr goes in a very full-blooded challenge, which will produce the first card of the game. Dougie McDonald restraining Mark Kerr. What colour will the card be?
I don't think it'll be a red. I'm sure that Kerr goes in there looking for the ball. He knows it's going to be a very, very strong challenge the way that Hinkle comes in as well. It's a 50-50. You can see he's saying that on second look. He certainly is showing his studs. That's reckless. I got that one wrong. I'll tell you what, I think he's a bit lucky, because that could have been serious for Hinkle. I don't think he's got his eye on the ball at that stage. He's left his studs in. He's a lucky man that didn't really catch him.
Marker, the first player in the book midway through the second half. Dougie McDonald has officiated very well. Hartley's free kick dealt with by Miller. McGeady. Barry Robson in plenty of space. Lots to aim at. He's had an excellent game, Xander Diamond. McGeady with a trick. Ricky Foster read it.
Yeah, again, it's just pace over a couple of yards. McGeady can beat so many players, but always finds that tricky against Foster.
To lose it for Hartley this time. Langfield comes out to meet it, didn't get there.
Don't quite know what the Aberdeen goalkeeper's doing there. Mistimes that one completely. He got a break.
And meanwhile, there's been a goal in the game at Tannadice. It's Motherwell in their change kit of white. Mark Fitzpatrick breaking the deadlock. Motherwell leading by a goal nil, so if both games stay as they are, Aberdeen will be up to third. Here's McGeady. Again, of course, a 3 o'clock kickoff, so still in its early stages.
McGeady working very hard on there. Desperate to try and get his side back in the game.
Robson. Nakamura. Well disguised. Head kick from Diamond. McManus. Hinkle. Scott Brown taking it on and stumbling.
Aberdeen managing to frustrate Celtic. They've not created too many great chances in this game, it has to be said. And they'll need to if they're going to get back into it.
Aberdeen have held the lead for 40 minutes. They've got another 20 or so to survive. And it's constant Celtic pressure. Caldwell. Nakamura's making his way forward. Mulgrew had enough of a start. Diamond again in the right place at the right time to clear.
Yeah, that was Nakamura in there. He hasn't got the pace for that type of ball.
Of Hesseling going to sneak in behind Kerr. Away by Severin. Calmly done by Mark Brown. Sizing after Boric's injury in the warm-up. Venegor of Hesseling and McDonald linking up nicely. Scott McDonald on the turn. Langfield with the save. And Foster will complete the clearance, but at the first piece of good interplay between Venegor of Hesseling and McDonald since the Dutchman came off the bench. Here's McGeady. Robson turning Kerr and beating him, and the header is in! Scott McDonald with the equalising goal, and that pressure has finally paid for a Celtic equaliser, which is very much deserved.
Absolutely. They certainly have deserved that one. Constant pressure it was. And Aberdeen have been warned on numerous occasions. Great play from Barry Robson. And Scott McDonald online, no offside. It's a lovely little digged ball this. Composed, controlled, edge perfect. And the smallest player on the park nips up there. And he's exactly where he should be, leaving Langfield with no chance. But again, it's all about delivery. Doesn't come much better than that one from Barry Robson.
That's what it means to Gordon Strachan. Scott McDonald with the equalising goal, 2 apiece. Aberdeen will make a change. Shani Aluko withdrawn. Chris Maguire, the perennial substitute, coming on for the last 15 minutes or so.
Well, if you sit that deep against Celtic, you're asking for trouble. They've got so much in wide areas, and it was proved once again there.
Lee Miller has hardly touched the ball in this second half. Tried to turn past Robson, the arm was out. The referee thought that Miller was looking for it. Diamond almost managing to squeeze it through there for Mackie. And the free kick goes Aberdeen's way.
In some ways, that goal was probably the best thing to happen to the home side, because now they know once again they just got to go out there and play. And they'd stopped doing that for the first part of the second half. And it's up to them now, being the home side, to take the game back to Celtic again.
That penalty area has seen very little action in the second half so far. Charlie Mulgrew's deliveries and a diamond! Referees disallowed it. Saw a push. It's still 2-2. No, he's given it. Aberdeen's lead is restored. Initially it looked as though the referee had disallowed the goal, but Xander Diamond's header does count, and Aberdeen for the third time take the lead.
Well, who says referees don't change their mind? Not sure what happens here. It's a lovely ball in though, and Xander Diamond is the one that gets there. It's Darren Mackie that's getting the initial push there from Jan Fennegrove Hesselink, and what a header that is from the central defender. Absolutely top class. Celtic don't deal with the ball in. That was the push there. The referee finally got that one right, but I'm sure initially he didn't give it. And you can see the Aberdeen manager, he can't believe it at that stage, but let's see his reaction now. There we go. Back in the lead.
3-2 is the scoreline. Xander Diamond's goal initially looked as though it had been chalked off, but Aberdeen are back ahead. In the first half, when they went 1-0 up, the lead lasted barely a minute. Celtic got back to 2-2, and they were on level terms for barely 3 minutes. Diamond with the all-important header.
Well, that was utter confusion. But yet again, it's about the delivery. It's happened on a few occasions today. Top class it was. Just the sheer willpower of Xander Diamond to try and get himself on the end of it. He really wanted it.
Meanwhile, there's been another goal at Tannadice. Motherwell 2-0 up now. Lee Wilkie's initial header not falling any further than the edge of the area, and Klimpel's deflected effort gives Motherwell a 2-0 lead. Here Mackie's ball forward, and McGeady's going to get a yellow card for the foul.
Well, that is good refereeing again. He waited. McGeady came in on Darren Mackie. I did say, Jim, that goal from Celtic to go back to 2-2 was probably the best thing that could happen to the home side, and that was proved right. They had to come back out and play, and they have been able to be dangerous against Celtic in this game.
Still an air of mystery permeating Pittodrie. No one quite understands what happened, but they know that it's 3-2, and that's all that matters. In from Mulgrew, little flick header from Kerr, and it's in for 4. It's Diamond again. Xander Diamond on the double. Aberdeen 4, Celtic 2, and this could be a big, big afternoon in the 2009 SPL title race.
Well, Xander Diamond again is the one player who wants it most. There's a little touch there, is that? Is it Lee Miller? And then Diamond comes flooding in at the back stick. Maybe just the faintest of glances from Miller. And Diamond is not going to miss from there. It's a difficult ball from a goalkeeper to come. Does he come and get it or not? Xander Diamond was only thinking about one thing: get on the end of that. And that gives them the 2-goal cushion, which is always vital against Celtic.
What an extraordinary 5-minute period. 3 goals, Celtic back on level terms, and then Aberdeen with a quick double strike of their own, and they lead 4-2. Brown's header in, falling for Jamie Langfield, and if the goals are going in with real regularity here, they are at Tannadice as well. Motherwell have got a third, David Clarkson. Dundee United 0, Motherwell 3. The eyebrow-raising scoreline from down the road. This one will raise eyebrows as well. 4-2 Aberdeen.
Yeah, I was going to say, certainly that reversed decision did that.
Free kick to Aberdeen. Jimmy Calderwood. In the build-up to this game, they felt as though his side had been close to Celtic on a number of occasions, but Morgan Strachan had never lost here as Aberdeen manager. Well, unless there's late drama, and you couldn't write it off on this day. And that record is going to go. And more importantly, the lead will have been eroded by Rangers over the weekend from 5 points to 2. 3 minutes and 6 seconds between the two Xander Diamond goals, and the game went from 2-1 to 4-2 in barely 5 minutes. And here's a phrase you don't say very often: Xander Diamond's on a hat-trick.
No, he's played very, very well, apart from his goals today. Always gives 100% from a defensive point of view, but he's had that little X factor so far today.
He had a last-minute goal, very controversially disallowed last season at Celtic, and he's had a goal possibly controversially allowed today. This will be a yellow card for Mackie. Maybe not controversially allowed, but mysteriously allowed. Mackie with the yellow card, the third player to be shown a yellow card in the game. Celtic with an opportunity, masters of late goals, to get themselves back into this game again. It's in from Hartley. Away by Diamond. McGeady. Real skirmish and scramble inside that penalty area. Gary Caldwell. Second time of asking. Nakamura. Diamond's header away. Help cleared by Duff. Back from Robson. And now Maguire's found himself some space. Space very quickly negated by Scott Brown. Aberdeen have done Rangers a favour today, so it seems, but they might be able to repay the favour to Celtic next week. Rangers are here on Saturday, 11:30 AM. We're on air for the build-up starting, and it is, of course, on Satanta Sports 1. Challenge is coming in with increased ferocity now, and Aberdeen free kick is the upshot of it after the foul by Robson.
The third goal definitely was controversial, but I think the main thing is that in the end, in the very end, the referee got it right. From my point of view, there's nothing wrong with it. I think he was having a look at the Darren Mackey, Jan Fenegor incident within that. For me, I think he got it right in the end.
From downstairs, fourth official Mike Tumulty. Certainly can't shed any light on it at the moment. Exactly why the goal seemingly hadn't initially been given, but then was. It is academic to a certain extent. 4-2 the scoreline. That what might have caused the confusion was that the referee was going to give a penalty for the push on Mackie. And then when Diamond scored, he allowed the advantage and the goal stood.
Well, that may be so, but it certainly didn't look like the referee was pointing at the spot. As I say, I think he did get it right in the end.
McDonald. Duff. Has been an extraordinary afternoon. It's the first time for 3.5 years, incidentally, that Celtic have conceded 4 goals away from home in an SPL game. The last time it happened, Gordon Strachan's first match in charge in the league, a 4-4 draw at Fir Park, Motherwell. Well, he equalised in the last minute of that game with a goal from Craig Beattie. Will they be able to produce yet another blistering last 5-minute spell? They've done it 16 times under Gordon Strachan to turn draws into wins in the last 5 minutes, including, of course, the last time they met Aberdeen. Will they be able to turn a 4-2 deficit into any form of positive result in the last 5 here?
Well, you can never say never with Celtic. Aberdeen looked to have the bit between their teeth in this one, and out with the first 25 minutes of the second half. You have to say that they deserve their victory, if that's what's going to come.
Hinkle. Scott Brown. McDonald. Igor of Hesselink supplying the movement but unable to get there, and Scott Brown's going to get a card for the foul on Diamond.
Just doesn't quite get there, Brown.
Sander Diamond back on his feet. Famous day for him. Stevie McDonald, who has officiated this game very well. Give the free kick to Aberdeen.
It's been a fantastic game, all different points of view.
Mulgrew forward. Optimistic from Scott Severin.
Well, Jimmy Calderwood tweaked things today, bringing Duff into the side. Constantine out of it, and Mulgrew went back to left back. It certainly has paid dividends. With a good shape about them, the home side. They've been able to be dangerous as well. Aluko in the first half played particularly well.
Hinkle. Robson. So that'll be Celtic's second defeat in 18 matches. The last time they lost, of course, in the SPL was against Hibs, who they face next weekend. Vennegoor of Hesselink on the turn. Helped on by Brow. They're not taking any chances at this stage. Going to put his foot through it. From the sanctuary of the Celtic half. Into the final minute, but there will be plenty to be added on. Forward from Caldwell. Flicked on, Vennegoor of Hesselink trying to steal in the back post, but Diamond and Langfield got the communication right to shepherd it out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, it was good defending in the end. Langfield initially came for it and then went back onto his line. And Vennegoor of Hesselink couldn't get there. This result certainly makes next week's match against Rangers very, very interesting. If it's half as good as this one's been, we'll enjoy it.
Here's Maguire. Into stoppage time. 3 minutes for Aberdeen to successfully navigate. They have been undone in stoppage time here by Celtic before. Here's McGeady. It's going to have to be late and dramatic. Brown's ball in, and Langfield can let it run.
It makes you wonder if Aberdeen had started this season a little better, where they would be. I certainly feel they'd be more comfortable in third spot, but you also have to say that Dundee United started particularly badly as well. He's not worried about that now, he's only looking forward.
It will be a 6th consecutive home win, the first time Aberdeen have done that since 2001. They beat Celtic to make it 6 of the best then. They're beating Celtic to make it 6 of the best now. Unless Hinkle's ball in. Nakamura with a little flick header, diverted just past the post. Scott McDonald close.
I don't think Scott McDonald knows a lot about this one. Hinkle with delivery. It comes off a flick from Nakamura and then just collides with Scott McDonald past the post. So I don't think there'll be any late escape for Celtic this time.
16 attempts, more than twice as many as Aberdeen have mustered, but Aberdeen have scored with 4 of their 5 on target. Forward from Caldwell. Maguire. October the 4th, Aberdeen were bottom. January the 18th, they're going 3rd. What a turnaround. Epitomised by this display, their first home game of 2009. Is it an omen for what 2009 might bring for the Dons? McGeady's ball in. Options. He's got it back now from McGeady. Brown. In from Hinkle. Away by Foster. 3 minutes are up. And Aberdeen will be celebrating with a double diamond. Zander scoring twice in 3 minutes as Aberdeen turned an extraordinary game around. No sooner had Celtic got it back to 2-2 than Diamond's double struck to give Aberdeen an extraordinary 4-2 victory, their first at home to Celtic for nearly 8 years. Gary MacDonald had given Aberdeen the lead just past the midway stage of the first half of an extraordinary game. That looping header negated almost instantly when McGeady found Scott Brown to make it 1-1. Stuart Duff had supplied the first goal for Aberdeen. He scored the second, his first in 2.5 years. But constant Celtic pressure at the beginning of the second half was rewarded. An equaliser after a sublime Robson cross converted by Scott MacDonald. Then the major talking point, Xander Diamond's goal initially was disallowed. Then, referee changed his mind, it counted. Moments later he struck again. And Aberdeen, after 9 consecutive league defeats against Celtic, find themselves in the top 3 of the SPL. Full-time score, Aberdeen 4, Celtic 2, the lead down to 2 points.
And the unmissable live football continues tomorrow night. First of a League and Cup double on Setanta, featuring the Merseyside rivals Liverpool-Everton tomorrow night in the league from 7 o'clock. Setanta Sports 1. And can Aberdeen beat both sides of the Old Firm? Rangers are here next weekend, live with us on Saturday from 11:30. Well, that's under Diamond double, handing Aberdeen a gem of a result against Celtic. They look like going third in the SPL, and now only 2 points between the Old Firm at the top of the table. All the big match reaction on the way.